in here. I'm gonna give some time for some people to catch up. Have a pizza. Hope everybody's having lunch and had lunch. And I'm gonna have a cigar. Then I'm gonna go deliver a load. First, I'm gonna tell y'all what's up. So, I got confirmation when they found out what I saw in my vision to be true. Most times, stuff like that don't make the news, right? And I just see stuff, like when I saw the subs back then and all that. And now this, they're starting to let this whole Israel conflict with Iran thing hit the news. On the one hand, I like it. On the other hand, I would prefer not to get any confirmation on any of this right here if it puts in jeopardy anything having to do with national security or intelligence or gathering operations, anything like that. So don't even tell me. Now, if it hits the news, somebody send me a link, right? But as far as them putting it in the news, don't put it in the news if it's going to give away any way of us finding out this intel. However, just like I saw the vision, and I've got that, I put a link up on my last video where they figured out what I saw. I know they watch this. This is to them. Hear what I'm saying? There's going to be quite a few more shipments of those hypersonics. They're coming from Russia. The first one was on a sub. It's my understanding that the other ones are going to also be on subs. However, and this is the weird part, I saw October. I don't know if that means like the movie Red October, that it's a big submarine like that. I think maybe, but it's kind of funny if they catch him in October. But they're going to catch one. Now, they might blow up a few. I don't know. They're going to catch one. Maybe they'll let it know it needs to surface. Maybe this will be after they've already taken out a few of them. In the same way that they caught that ship on that dock with those missiles, okay? A couple years ago, right? And that, I believe, was headed maybe to, they think, the Gaza Strip. So you have to look that up. I don't know, I didn't look into it much. In that same way, it's illegal for them to be sending arms to Iran. And now they're talking about all the other states over there, country states. They're talking about them backing out of the whole situation if Iran's involved. Well, it doesn't matter. Okay, we win. Just know that we win. You don't have to know anything. Just know, the first off, God's going to protect the Jews. Those are his chosen people for what they are. It doesn't, there's nothing you can do about it. Just like in that war where there was just a couple of people on the ridge, and the reason they weren't invaded is because the general on the other side, when he looked up, he said he saw all kinds of armies of men. Yeah, those are the angels. That's happened in the Bible before too. There was going to be pillars of fire seen, just like the one in Ukraine. There's going to be a lot of that seen by soldiers that are going to make them want to change their mind, even if they outnumber the people that are in front of them in Israel. It's like that. So I'm just telling you, in the end result, even though they just sent a whole bunch of, this is what they did. They put all these, I couldn't understand what they were. I saw something like it and I didn't understand it, but they have these drones, right? And they load them up 100 at a time. Let's call it a salvo of drones. They can only send 100 at a time for their little barrage they have set up. Okay, so they sent 100, then they sent another 100, then they sent another 100. They sent at least 300. Some people are saying they saw 500. But that was just to overwhelm the Iron Dome, and then they have to reload it so that the more expensive missiles that come in afterwards hit what they're supposed to hit. I don't know for sure. I'm pretty sure in with some of that mess was a hypersonic. At least 2. This is just what I see. I'm not even going there. They don't put this in the news. Okay? So that was a full-on battle and some things got tore up. All right? those sites at least can be found. You know what I'm saying? But these hypersonics doing, you know, about 2,000 miles an hour plus, you know, some of them, they're even saying like 8 times and 7 and 8 times the speed of sound. I can't even fathom, I can't even add that up on a calculator. I'm going to be honest. That's not my thing. I'm good at math and some things, but that goes beyond my ability to understand how fast something can be. Just really fast. You're not going to see it. If you blink, you miss it. You'll hear about 4 or 5 sonic booms as they slow down, because they're breaking the speed of sound already, and then all the sound comes all at once. It's in an envelope around it. So when this happens, that they're going to ship more of these, about 6 or 7 of them are going to get through, and they're going to catch one. It has something to do with October. I don't know if, like I said, I think it's just like that ship. It would be funny if it was actually in October. I just know what I saw. And I know this, now that you know what's going on, you will catch one. I don't know if it's in a sub. I don't know, how do you make a sub come out the water? You know, maybe throw some charges and let them know that you're there, and that you know they're there. Maybe they got to come up because their batteries are messed up. I don't know about the low shark either, but I know about, you know what I'm saying? So however they do what they do, just go Navy, man. Go Navy. Knock yourselves out, because you will catch one. You will absolutely catch one. And then at that point, if y'all video it, put it on the news, you're like, look what we caught, and these are the arms on board and all that stuff. Fine. If you can't do that because of secrets of whatever, then fine. I saw it already. These are things that haven't happened yet. I'm going to call these preclusions, because it's like a conclusion before it happened. So I'm going to call these my preclusions. I will put this in Operation Hot Biscuit, like the other stuff I put up, like I've been doing for years. Like, it is what it is, people. I have a sensing and a knowing, and I see things. And so my dreams are pretty vivid. My visions are pretty vivid. And I just had that guy on YouTube just put, and this is a car, it's gonna be famous. Everybody wants to be in my video. Look at this. What's that about? Anyway, coming back here, we got diesel back here. We got nothing for you. Gasoline, other side. Anyway, so I've been putting these up for years, and then they happened, and then like, what? And then what? And then I had a few people, what? At some point, I'm gonna start nailing this to Twitter, like Martin Luther nailed all of his complaints on the door to the church. I mean, I'm just going to nail it on Twitter like that. But in the meantime, for now, I mean, I'm just working. I'm just having lunch, talking about a vision I had, and then it happens, and it's helpful. They know. I told them about the vacuum that was going to happen in Ukraine. That helped them. They went full crazy, went over the border now. But hey, man, they're doing what they're doing. You know what I mean? I'm going to tell you, though, Russia is still going to nuke itself. This will happen. I already seen that. I told y'all that. Like on its own land. I guess evidently maybe Ukraine will take over some, and then they'll do whatever to get them out. I don't know. I think that actually, I think they cut them off, and they maybe have already taken prisoner, maybe even all of those guys except a few, but it doesn't matter. They're sending drones all the way up to the border with freaking Poland at this point. So they rule some of the skies and some of that battlefield in a different way than just being boots on the ground. And that's, Russia has a problem with that. So anyway, but it's going to be a situation where Iran's going to get flattened. Iran is going to be so flat, like there's going to be sea level that you could judge the rest of the world by as far as the water, its flatness, and then if you wanted to judge true flatness with a laser, it'd be Iran. That's where I'm talking. I ain't talking. I'm just saying. Just saying. So people, it's going to happen. I've seen it. Just like I saw, and the guy put up the video just today, or maybe it was yesterday. It was after I did the video on that, saying, "Oh look, we found that Russia snuck in some hypersonics to Iran." Well, yeah, I told you. Now I'm telling you, we're going to bust them. Catch them red-handed. One of them, we're going to catch one. So I wish I understood more. I don't know the route they take. I don't know where they're building them at. I know they have that base up there where the subs are at. That's up there in Severodorsk or something like that, up in North Russia. I don't know if that's where they're sending those missiles to start with, but I know that's where they have the Poseidons at, other than the ones they set off and caused the anomaly off of the north of Antarctica. And this brings me to this. If you don't think that Russia is using Iran as a puppet at this moment, then you're not thinking in the correct manner. Let me tell you why. Because Iran, man, they wear sandals. They're used to the desert. They like, you know, hunting with falcons. It's just their thing, right? They do their thing, right? In the desert, in hot climate. They have zero interest in cold climate areas. None. They don't want to do cold weather training. They are not interested. However, a long time ago, when it became clear that you could shoot off a missile from Antarctica and just about hit anywhere in the world because you're at the other pole and there's land there, or you could start a military base there and have arms and then be able to go to it. It's strategically, it's bad and unfair advantage for anybody to have complete control over Antarctica. So they signed a treaty and they said, look, this is a non-weapons proliferation treaty for Antarctica. You can only do scientific research. You can only come down here if you're going to basically chill, like Chilly Willy. You can drill ice cores. You can test the water. You can look under there and see, you know, what kind of animals are living, whatever, right? Scientific research. And everybody signed it that was going to have a piece of land down there. Now, Russia talking to Iran is like, hey, you know what would be awesome? You know what would really tick the U.S. off and tick off all these other countries? What if we assert your right to go to Antarctica also? You go down there and claim some land. You put some missiles down there because you never signed this non-proliferation treaty, and you do all these dirty things we'd like to suggest that we'd like to do, but we can't because we signed this treaty. How about it, Iran? And Iran's like, you just keep sending me those hypersonic missiles and we'll go into whatever country you want us to. Everybody on the same page? You know what I mean? So now Iran is telling us, oh, by the way, we're going to be going to Antarctica. Like Buzz Aldrin says, pure evil. Don't know the rest of that story yet because it hadn't happened and I ain't looked into it and I haven't seen any visions on it. That's just weird, right? And evidently Russia wants to keep them around long enough for that to happen, so Russia's going to continue to defend them. But they will be outnumbered, outmaneuvered, outmanned, outgunned, and the Navy's down there to find out. So you'll see. You're going to see some stuff. And they will report on it in Antarctica because we got all kinds of scientists down there and they'll be affected by the whole situation. So, anybody's got anything to add to this, feel free to make a comment or whatever. Share this video, click like, do what you do. I don't care if it gets one view. If it gets one view and it's by the captain of that ship and it's the day that he's catching that sub, he says, that sucker knew this. Well, you're welcome. God bless you. Y'all stay safe. That's all I got to say. I'm done. I'm about to get off this thing. Anybody want to say anything? Go ahead. Shalom. Peace be with you. You know what I mean? I'm going to have the rest of this pizza. I ain't trying to cut y'all off before you get comment time. I'm just saying, for real. I hope you have lunch. Hope you have a cigar. If you don't, just saying, get you a cigar shop. If you're in the Navy, go to the PX. Look, go to Stennis Space Center's got it. Just saying. Technically, it's a NASA base, but you can go there. So yeah, they got a PX down there. I've been there. Good stuff. Tax free. I bought, man, I had a whole bundle of Quorums I bought for like, God, $18. Those cigars would have been in a store paying taxes. I mean, because they confiscate boats all the time that have stuff on them, and they'll put them up. So that bundle would have been $50. But yeah, I was helping out at the time. It was good. Before I left Mississippi, I was like, I'm gonna buy some cigars, and this guy had one. He took me down there. So, man, I made a really sloppy pizza. This pizza, I had add meatballs to it at Subway. Crazy. So, I'm gonna finish this up and get going. Watch the news. This will happen, but it might not make it, depending on if they. It might be a matter of national security. They don't want to put it out, but if they catch that, it'll be a few years. We'll find out that they caught some of them arms runners in the sub, and it's a big one. It's gonna be one. About 7 of them that they're sending. It's gonna be one they're gonna catch, and I don't know if they track them all and can't do. I don't know. That's not what I know. I just know they came up and basically surrendered. Now that's weird, right? That's some Red October mess. It is what it is. So they will stop the flow of the hypersonics, but it'll be after some of them are used anyway. Some will work. And that's not something Iran needs anyway. There'll be retaliation for that too, because it's been tit for tat. But they're absolutely testing that Iron Dome. Y'all, God bless you. I'm gonna get off this thing. Keep an eye on the news. I'm just a guy talking about what I seen. I'm out. Peace.